Hey, what's up, everybody? It's BDL44 coming at you with another video. So, I just saw a clip on Facebook. BI blocked Frank Jackson's shot, his ex teammate from Duke, um, and screamed after doing so. Kind of went down like he was going to pick him up and screamed in his face, and the ref called a T. I understand that's the ref doing what the NBA has asked him to do, which is why I'm not going to address the refs on this one. I want the NBA to kind of do a little more defining of what is right, what is okay, and what is not. Um, because I think we get into a point where we don't want to become the NFL as it pertains to not allowing people to enjoy themselves. I understand you don't want to have any catalyst for fight. You don't want to start any fights. You don't want to allow for anything to get out of hand for bad sportsmanship. All of that is fine. I truly get that. But at the same time, you don't want to get in the way of allowing people to enjoy what it is that they love to do. I didn't see anything egregious about that play at all. I didn't think Bi did anything that I wouldn't be okay with. Um, and it's just one of those situations where I would love for the NBA to properly define what is appropriate and what is not as it pertains to sportsmanship, and kind of allow a little leniencies in situations such as that. I think Bi got kicked out of the game. Now, mind you, Bi's been out for 5 games with an injury. He's finally back. He's feeling good enough to block a shot. Frank Jackson is somebody he knows, somebody he's cool with, probably somebody he'll text after the game. You just got to be able to read the room, you know what I mean? And the NBA needs to be able to help officials do that by not asking them to be so stern as it pertains to players enjoying themselves and just finding a different. Like, put it like this: as a fan, I could tell the difference between something that's going to start a problem and something that's not that's a play on. We need to be able to define that in the rule book so that these referees can have a little more understanding of what it is their job should be as it pertains to that. Or rather, not saying that. I think it's more so about making sure that the referees are just able to kind of allow certain things to go. I guess is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I guess that is the basis of my point. I don't want Bi to be kicked out of that game. I don't want Bi to get his second technical or get even a one technical for that. That's a play on. If you want to give a guy a free throw for that, cool, but it shouldn't be considered a technical, in my opinion. If you want to call that a common foul, sort of like not a common foul, but maybe like one of those situations of delay a game where guys touch the ball through the rim or something like that, even though I think that's one of the stupidest rules in the world also. But if you want to kind of give it that type of infraction, cool. But removing an all-star from a basketball game because he did something and enjoyed himself doing it, nah. Because you could have did the same thing to, you know what I mean, KPJ yesterday in regards to Steph Curry. You could have kicked KPJ out for the same thing. I didn't see anything more or less egregious there than I did with KPJ doing all that he did with Steph, and that was a play on too, for which I had no problem. I just want the NBA to get back to allowing guys to have fun. You can control a basketball game. You can enforce good sportsmanship, or rather against bad sportsmanship, um, and still understand the difference between that and a guy just entertaining the crowd, or enjoying himself and loving what he's doing and feeling good about himself. And that kind of thing sometimes can be a catalyst for good play. You saw Steph reacted to KPJ. It snapped him out of his slump. So let's just kind of get back to understanding. I understand that the malice of the palace happened. I understand that you got a lot of stuff you got to guard against. This too was in Detroit, ironically. But at the same time, it's like this is not a situation where you have to look at Bi and say, okay, guys are going to want to fight him. Nobody's going to want to fight him over that. Guys are going to play on. If it's a basketball court on the streets, that's not something that's going to make guys act a fool. It's not. There are situations where you'll have to understand where it is and where it isn't. But it's very important to be able to read the room and know when to just let a thing go. Let it play on. So that's all I wanted to say, man. I want the NBA to kind of zero in on that. Because if the fans can tell, the players can tell, I'm sure the refs can too. But they're going to do what they're asked to do. They're going to do what the rule book tells them to do. I just want the rule book to have a little more leniency, a little more wiggle room for things that are not defined as bad sportsmanship. Things that do not appear to be bad sportsmanship. So that's what I wanted to say, man. BI shouldn't have been kicked out of that game. Not at all. My name is BDF44. That's what I got. Thank you for watching. Peace.